All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to this Wild Wednesday call. Hey, we've got a cool call planned for you because we are going to dive into a brief overview of an annuity, how it works, who should you be looking for, who needs your help with it. Because believe it or not, guys, there's clients out there that are in so many different situations. And one of the situations you're going to run into is somebody who needs help with money that they either saved, they inherited it, they grew it, right? They retired with it. And so a lot of who you sit with could really use your help with that. So we're going to do just a brief overview. We're not going to dive into too many details and overcomplicate it, but it's a great opportunity to really help the clients that you serve if you know what's out there. And so that's what I want to go over with you guys on today's call. But before we jump into that, let's give Jody a huge shout out because she went out there and had over a 4K day, not a 4K week, but a 4K day so far just throughout this week here. And so phenomenal job to Jody. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort to go out there and have that big of a day. Think about that. That's most people's weekly goal. And she crushed it in just a few hours. So Jody, awesome work to you. Another big shout out to Paulo. Paulo himself had over a $4,600 day, which is just insane. Think about all the families he helped claim in that much production in just one day, over 4,600 for him. So big shout out to you guys. Just wanted to give you a shout out on today's call for going out there and crushing it and dominating it like always. So jumping into today's call, guys, if you want to go out there, have a big day like Jody and Paulo, it is there for you, right? You're just one door away, you're one call away, you're one client away from setting a new record for yourself. And so what better week to do it than the week of Thanksgiving? So I hope everybody's getting ready to spend some time with family here tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. But jumping in to our topic for today's call, why an annuity? So who is this going to help? Guys, check it out. You are sitting down every single day. You're talking with people who chances are they either just retired, they've been retired for a little bit, or they're getting ready to. And one of the biggest concerns out there is their money lasting them through retirement, right? I think they said the new retirement age that they're pushing for is like 72 years old. That's crazy. It used to be 55, then it went to 62, then it went to 65. Now it's 70 something years old because people can't afford to retire. Well, a big reason they can't afford to retire is because a lot of times their retirement accounts get wiped out with the market doing bad, and it takes a long time to recuperate from that. So why an annuity? Guys, number one, it protects their principal, all right, in their account, their principal balance. They're not going to lose money in that account unless they withdraw it. So even if the stock market crashes completely, their money's protected. That's one of the biggest concerns of people that are hitting that retirement age is, where do I put the money so I don't lose it? All right. And so don't be afraid to talk about this with your clients because they really don't know where to turn to. There's really not like a great advertisement for this stuff. Like, unless they already have a financial advisor, they don't know any of this, right? And so you could be that voice that opens their eyes to products that they didn't even know existed. So why an annuity? Number one, it protects their money. Number two, okay, it allows them to protect their money from different things. Okay. An annuity, guys, check it out. It's usually protected from creditors, usually protected from lawsuits, it's usually protected from a lot of different things. And it's treated almost like a life insurance plan, to where if they ever pass away, their beneficiary gets that money. It doesn't go through probate. It doesn't go through all that craziness, right? It's just an easy transaction for them as a beneficiary to get that money tax-free. Okay, that's really important. So a lot of times you might meet a client who has a big nest egg saved up, right? And their goal is to just leave it to the kids, to the grandkids. They don't want it to go down in value. They just want it to grow. But guys, when you have money in a checking account, a savings account, all these different things, a lot of times that money has to go through probate And it's a process, right, for that family to figure that out. This simplifies it for them. It lists a beneficiary, makes it super easy. So it's a really cool product to protect your clients' assets that they want to leave behind for their family or that they want to utilize in the future. So be thinking about that when you're sitting down with people. Who does this fit? All right, guys, an annuity is a great plan for somebody who wants to protect their money. They want it to grow some, right? They want to be participating in the market and growing it. They don't want to lose it. They want to have a simple process for their family to get it if anything ever happens to them. Maybe you're with a client who needs lifetime income. Okay, guys, annuities can come with a lifetime income rider, which essentially for them guarantees them a monthly income forever. Okay, no matter what. So it fits a lot of good people. Okay, who does it not fit? An annuity is not a good plan for somebody that plans to pull out the money and use it all. Okay, with any kind of annuity, you're generally going to have a surrender fee schedule of 7 years, 10 years, 14 years on average. And so if you're sitting down with a client who's like, yeah, I've got this money, but in like 2 years, I'm probably going to pull it all out and pay off my house or go on vacation or whatever, that's probably not a good fit for them, right? Because you don't want them getting hit with surrender fees. So it's a good plan for somebody who wants to protect money long term. Okay. So that is who it fits. That's who you're looking for. It's important to have that conversation with people so they know exactly what they're getting into when they get an annuity. All right. Number 3, how do you help people? So agents don't sell annuities because they seem super complicated, but believe it or not, they're extremely simple. Writing the policy is extremely simple. How it's structured, very simple. It seems complicated, but it's really not. So if you run into a client that needs help with an annuity, very easy process. Gather up the details, right? Figure out what's their goal for the money. Number 1, what do they want? Why do they have the money? What's their goal with it? Where do they see it going? Okay. Number 2, talk to them, okay, about what kind of account they currently have it in. Maybe it's an IRA, right? A retirement account. It's a 401k. Maybe it's a CD in a bank. Maybe it's in a savings account in the bank. Maybe it's a bunch of cash that they got stuffed under their pillow. Whatever the situation is, you want to know that as the agent because that will allow you to see how you could help them, right? If they're sitting in the bank, it's probably not growing that much. Okay. If it's sitting in a retirement account, like a 401k or IRA that they had and now they're retired, but it's still there, what happens if the market turns and they lose 10%, 20%, 50%, right? Which happens. It happens a lot. So you want to talk about these things. Okay. Next up, guys, we have a fact finder form on Google Drive. This makes your life so easy. Okay. You pull up this form, it's going to have some questions you fill out there. And basically, all that does is you gather the information, and then I will connect with you, later on, right? Like you send in the fact finder form to us, we connect the next day. I look at it, I figure out, okay, hey, it makes sense to help them or it doesn't. And so we come up with a game plan. Then we schedule a time to do a Zoom with you and your client where we can pull up the illustration, go through it with you and your client. You can learn at the same time. And we really make this easy for you to write. Okay. We essentially do most of the work for you and it allows you to learn as you go. Okay. It makes sure that you're not out there, not messing this up and not doing right by our clients because you just don't know what you don't know. Makes the process super easy. So the way to help them is very simple. Just say, hey, Miss Betty, look, I'm just going to take down some information, send it into our office. They'll review it, see if we could help. If we could help, we'll come back out, do an illustration, and show you how we could help. Very easy form to fill out. You can do a call to close when you're with your client. I could walk you through that on the phone as well. But super easy process. So don't let confusion and knowledge be the reason that you're not talking about this stuff to your clients. Okay. Because we got you on the back end, right? You can get one of us on the phone and we can go through it with you and your client together and see how we could help them out the best. So this is a process, right? Where you learn as you go, you learn as you do it. once you see a few Zoom calls, few illustrations, you're going to know this stuff like the back of your hand because it's very, very simple once you understand it. But how to help, fact finder form, shoot it in. We'll schedule a Zoom. I'll recap it with you and your client. Super easy process. So don't be afraid, right? Don't overcomplicate it too much. Let's talk about the process of what happens, right? So you run into a client, maybe you help them out with their life insurance or their Medicare or their health insurance, and then they have, this chunk of money. Okay. Generally, guys, with an annuity, most carriers are going to require $10,000 or more. All right. But that's usually the minimum threshold for where an annuity might make sense. So if you uncover this, all right, and you want to propose it to your client of how you could potentially help them, again, you just fill out that fact finder form, you send it in, I'll check it out, I'll get with you, kind of will overview like your client's needs, what they're looking for. We'll schedule a Zoom call where we're going to pull up an illustration, okay, get all that stuff situated, explain it to your client. If they want to move forward, it's as easy as just doing an e-application. An annuity application is very, very similar to a life insurance application, minus like one or two extra pages. Fill that out, gets turned in. An annuity is not a quick process, right? So it's not like life insurance where you write it, gets paid the next day, money transfers the next day. It's nothing like that. Okay. This is weeks, right, in the making. You want your client to be aware of that so they don't get frustrated. But we do the application. Depending where they're funding the account from, kind of depends how fast this goes, right? If it's a savings account, whatever, easy. Policy gets approved, they send the money in, account's funded, good to go. If we're transferring it from another type of retirement account or another annuity, that process could take longer because it's kind of dependent upon their existing carrier or company as to how quick they move this through the chains, right? So it could take as little as 2 weeks. It might take as long as 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. You want your client to be ready for that. So the process, though, is very simple. It's not a one-stop shop, right? This is a 4 to 6 week process on average where you write the plan, you're checking in with your client. You might have to go back by to get some additional forms signed. All right. But it's a as you go type of thing, right? With annuity clients, I would plan to be meeting with them 2 to 3 times to wrap this all up. Okay. On the low end, probably 2 times, right? You write the plan, gets issued, then you go review it with them. But then 3 times if you have to go back for some additional signatures. So the process is simple, but it's very beneficial, right? And so it puts your client's money in a spot that's safe. It puts them in a position where they're no longer worried about them losing money or anything like that. Gives them the chance to grow the money at the same time. And a lot of annuities have a lot of cool features. They could get premium bonuses, right? One annuity is offering a 16% bonus. That means if your client puts in 100,000, they're getting $16,000 added to their account just for doing business with that carrier. So lots of cool options to grow your client's money. And when you explain this stuff to them, guys, they're excited about it. All right. Who wouldn't be excited about getting 16 grand to their retirement account for nothing, right? For just putting it there. So lots of cool features. But this is something to be on the lookout for. Have these conversations with your clients. You can uncover a lot of great opportunities as an agent to be able to help your client out. And check it out. The carriers are going to reward you for doing that. You get a lot of production. We credit 10% of all annuity production to net numbers for promotions for our agency trip, all that good stuff, right? So you have the chance to scoop up a lot of last minute AP here as the year runs down. But you're also going to get paid a really cool percentage that doesn't even come out of your client's money. Like this is free for your clients. So this is a carrier just rewarding you as an agent on top of your life production or your health production too. So be on the lookout for this, guys. Like I said, it's not a quick process. You got to be patient with it. Sometimes, you get a lot of hiccups along the way with annuities, but we try to make it as simple as possible. And when it's the right fit for you and your client, it's just a no-brainer and puts them in a phenomenal spot to be able to protect what they've built over their whole lifetime. So hopefully this call helped you guys some as we go into Thanksgiving and we go into the rest of this week. But super proud of everybody for being out there and crushing it so far this week. We've got what is it, 5 weeks left of 2024 and a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline. So appreciate you guys for being back here. We will see you on the next call.